What's happening, guys, and welcome to another episode about Football Manager 2018 on AzzaBotTV. On this episode, we're going to look at some of the Wonderkids that we looked at in past videos, and we're going to see where they are today. We're going to have a look at the Premier League, and we're going to have a look who's playing where. A lot of these players are in the Premier League that we looked at in the past, such as players at teams like Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, City probably most notably. If we look at Arsenal's squad, it'd be around the ages of 27 to 30 now. So we've got Diawara, we looked at him previously, looking really good. Definitely worth a shot trying to sign. Looks like he's a defensive midfielder because he's got decent tackling, and he just looks defensively for me to be more of a defensive centre midfielder than a central midfielder. Look at his history. Had a couple of spells at different clubs. Well, only Napoli and Arsenal, but he's been consistent with Arsenal. He's been a good signing. They paid nearly 40 million for him. A couple of years early, you'd probably get him for probably 15 from Napoli, unless you can unsettle him. Let's have another look. So we didn't look at him, but we'll have a look. Sander Berge, central midfielder. Looks okay, valued at 36.5. Not so consistent though, doesn't look great. Looks like a bad signing actually for Arsenal. They bought him in the 21-22 season. Let's have a look at another team. So we've got Arsenal, let's have a look at Chelsea. So Chelsea, I've got D'Amico, who would have been 16 at the launch of the game, at the beginning of the save. Looks to be a brilliant player. Good dribbling, free kick taking, technique, flair, vision, agility, balance, acceleration, stamina. 15 pace isn't too bad either. So yeah, valued at 76 million, probably one of the most expensive in the world. He's been very consistent. He cost 46 million in the 2021 season. Probably get him for 15 million from the start, where he's on loan to Inter Milan. We've got Gabriel Barbosa, a player that I've bought a couple of times on the game. Now this player here, Luis, would have been 17 at the beginning of the save in this 17-18 season. He looks okay. Another defensive midfielder, not quite as good as the other one we just looked at. Mbolo. I don't remember if we looked at Mbolo, but doesn't look great to be honest. So this could be a who to sign and who not to sign video. So we can also look at players we didn't look at in the past. So from Chelsea, we'll move on to Liverpool. Liverpool, I've got a couple of the players. Ligt or Delight, I don't know how to pronounce that. He started off at Ajax and went to Liverpool a couple of seasons in for nearly 16 million. Probably get him for a few million early on. So he looked like he was a good signing for them. Quite consistent. Got some great stats. He's 27 years old now, with 94 caps for Holland. Excuse me. Alex Iwobi, I know we looked at him. The left winger. Looks pretty decent again. Valued at 53 million. He was bought back for 53 million from Arsenal in the 21-22 season. And he's been fairly consistent since. I wouldn't say great. Frank Kessie, another player that we definitely looked at. Central midfielder. Looks phenomenal. Excuse me, my voice is a bit crackly today. But yeah, he looks phenomenal. Especially mentally and physically. Not as much technically, but still brilliant. Let's have a look at his history. So, from Milan, who he eventually signed for full-time after being on loan, He was bought by Liverpool for 33 million. He's been okay, he's had his ups and downs by the looks of it. But he's valued at 52 million. At 30 years old. That's not bad at all. Yep, so we'll move on now to Manchester City. Who I can tell you now, definitely got at least one of the wonderkids. Moise, the big man. So Moise, he's now valued at 86 million at 27 years old. Phenomenal stats, finishing 18, natural fitness 18, decision 17 off the ball 18. Just absolutely phenomenal. So at 27 years old, valued at 86 million. Again, 10 years in. Very, very consistent throughout his career. And pretty much stayed with Juventus and other teams on loan. Went to Real Madrid for a few seasons, did brilliantly. Is now at Manchester City, doing brilliantly again. Probably just had his worst season ever since becoming full first team material. Amari is a newer player. He's 23, so he'd have come up through the ranks later on. Mbappe signed for Manchester City. Still looks brilliant. Signed for 71 million the season before. But yeah, never left PSG until then. Ended up costing PSG about 90 million for all those seasons. So for 9 years, 10 million a season. It's not bad business, to be fair. Is there anybody else? Gabriel Jesus seems to me, I had a look at him before, he's a bit of a disappointment, to be honest, if you ask me. He looks okay statistically, but if you look at his history, he's not been consistent whatsoever. Definitely wouldn't have tried to sign him. He was already valued at over 28 million, I think, at the time of the start of the game, since he was paid for 28 million. So it would have been a bad buy. So don't buy Gabriel Jesus, whatever you do. He's just statistically he's not quite doing it. But I mean, he does score goals and what have you, but he's just inconsistent clearly by the look of that. I mean, 22 games, an average rating of 6.6 isn't great, is it? Not for that sort of money. Pellegri, another player we looked at. Didn't turn out great, especially with the pace being just 12. He's valued at 46.5 million though, seems pretty steep. Man City paid 10.5 million for him. And he went on loan to Brighton where he smashed it. And just been ridiculous since. He's only ever scored 67 career goals in competitive competition. It's not great, is it? 171 games. At age 26. Actually thought he was a bit older. But yeah, we'll move on now to Manchester United. Now they signed Havertz, who was 18 at the beginning, the attacking central midfielder. He looks to be a great player, valued at 75 million, he's now 28. He came from Middlesbrough for a fee of 70 million in 2023. Started off at Leverkusen. Let's have a more in-depth look at his history. So yeah, he came from Leverkusen to Middlesbrough for 44.5 million. Where did Middlesbrough get that money? And he went to Manchester United 2 seasons later, after playing every league game for Middlesbrough for 70 million. He looks like a consistent player who doesn't get injured very often. He's played 37, 37, 38, 38, 38. 5 seasons he's missed 2 games. So you know you're getting consistency with Havertz as well. So it's definitely a player I'll be looking at for my dream team. Kingsley Coman, 31 years old. But yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. Please do like, comment and subscribe. I'll give any subscribers a shout out in the next video. That reminds me, I'd like to give a shout out in this video to Soul Henry and Owen for subscribing recently. between now and the last video. Thanks a lot for that. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching.